Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome. It is Friday. This is Wreath Decor by Dawn, and I am Dawn. Come in, say hello. Tell me where you're from if you're new. Okay. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. All right. So this is my Christmas wreath kit. This is my last kit for the year. So let me show you what you're going to get in the kit. I will move this out of the way in just a second here as soon as I make sure that I've got the comments going and all that. Alright, so you're going to get your wreath frame with all of your stems that you need, plus extra for your sign and your bow. So you're going to get a 14-inch wreath frame. You're going to get the wooden sign. This is a 12.5 by 8 wooden sign that says Merry Christmas, and it's got all the traditional colors, the greens and the reds. Hello everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Alright, so you're going to get that. You're going to get 2 rolls of this mesh, and I will show you what the mesh looks like right here. I've already got it cut. It's a very heavy foil. It's got the lime green, the red, and the white. You're going to get 2 10-yard rolls of that. I've already cut it up, obviously. Then you're going to get your ribbons. You get 4 ribbons. Make sure I got them all here. You get 5 yards of each. This Santa Claus ribbon here, I hope it's facing the right way. You get 5 yards of that. I love this pattern on the Christmas trees. You're going to get 5 yards of that. Welcome everybody. Thank you. I am having a great day. I hope you guys are too. You're going to get this green with the snowflakes. This is glittered. And you're also going to get the red with the snowflakes, and this one's also glittered. So you're going to get all 4 of those. You get 5 yards of each. That's enough to do your tails and your bow. You're also getting 12 yards of each tubing, the lime green and the red. You get 12 yards of each of those. Excuse me. Hello. Hey, Nancy. You're also going to get some ornaments. You're getting 2 red ornaments, 2 green ornaments, and 1 with the red, green, and gold to use those any way you want on your wreath. And then you're also getting these 3 glittered snowflakes, 2 red and 1 white. And the only reason you get 2 red is because they didn't have any green, so I wanted red, green, and white, but because that's what we've got in our mesh. So we've got that. So let me put all this back in here because we don't need it right this second. And we will get started on the wreath itself. I have already cut up my ribbons and my mesh, but I will show you what I did with those. You also get written instructions for the kit, and you also get access to this video on Facebook and on YouTube. If y'all ribbons already cut, I cut the ones for the tails at 12 inches. And then the rest of it we're going to use for the bow. So if you've never made a wreath before, you could get this kit. All the instructions are going to be in written, like I said, and a video. So it'd be easy to do. You wouldn't have to buy any extra stuff to do. Everything comes with it. All you need is a pair of scissors and maybe a stapler. But, you know, you could borrow one of those maybe if you don't have one. To staple the pipe cleaners to the back of the wooden sign. Alright, so I cut the mesh at 30 inches. You have enough mesh that you can cut it at, I should have pulled these out first. You have enough mesh that you can cut them at 30 or 36, depending on what look you want. I'm going to move this over here so it'll be easy to get. Let's move this. Alright, so you cut the mesh either at 30 or 36 inches, depending on the look you want. I'm going to do a regular ruffle, so I cut them at 30 inches. If you wanted to do a woodland ruffle, which is the curls at the end and then ruffled up the center, you get instructions for that. Then you would cut them at 36 inches. Alright, the pipe cleaners I put on here, I start them every 4 to 4.5 inches. Just do them at every 4 inches and see how that looks for you. If you have to scoot a couple of them over, do that. I also have a video on YouTube that shows you how I put all my pipe cleaners on here as well. So I just start with the crossbar, put one here, and then go every 4 inches. And what I do is I use my hand just to measure. It's easier than pulling out the measuring tape, but that in the video I do show you to do that with the measuring tape. But I have, you know, big hands, so. Alright, I'm going to start on the top. So I'm going to put my bottom ones down. There are 18 ties, 10 on the bottom, 8 on the top. Alright, so I'm going to ruffle these right up the center. That's a lot of mesh to ruffle. I feel like I haven't done a mesh wreath in a while. I probably haven't, but... Alright, so I start on the top. We're just going to take it and place it in here. And then we're going to twist. I twist it 3 times. You can twist however many you want. And then you're going to make sure your ruffles look like a little flower petal. And then when we put the others on, these will push, you know, they'll put up next to them and it'll push it up. So it'll look nice and full. And that's what we want. Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is my 2-year anniversary of doing lives. I've been in business a little bit longer than that, but 2 years today I started doing lives. I didn't want to do lives. My grandson talked me into it. And so one day, which was the day before Halloween, I just turned on my phone and decided to do a live. So I posted a link to that video today. My sister sent it to me this morning. It showed up in her Facebook memories. So it's funny to see how things are different 2 years later. First time watching, thank you. Welcome. Albany, Georgia, or Oregon. I'm sorry, I was going to say Georgia. Welcome, welcome you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. How long did I cut the mesh? The mesh is cut at 30 inches. This is a kit that is available. If you'd like it, you can purchase this at wreathdecorbydawn.com. It is, I have this kit, and then I have a gingerbread ribbon and sign set, and then I have a patriotic kit. But this is the only Christmas kit other than the ribbon and sign one I have left. So this is my last one for the year. But you can find this in my shop, and like I said, you can either go to wreathdecorbydawn.com or you can just go to Etsy and type in Wreath Decor by Dawn, all one word, no spaces, and it will pop up for you. Thank you. Isn't that pretty? Look at that mesh. I love that colors. Those colors, I should say, not that color. Welcome, welcome. If y'all wouldn't mind hitting that share button down there, let your friends know we're on. Maybe they'd like to come watch. I would really appreciate that. Alright, so there's the top. So we have 8 on top, and then the rest are on the bottom. We have 10 on the bottom. Thank you. Oh, Patty, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are so sweet. But if you want to join my email list, just type in the word email in the comments, and I will send you the link after the live, or you can go to the pinned post at the top of my page. You'll see an email there. It's a blue, got a blue background, and there's a link there you can click on, and it'll take you to sign up for it. So either way, you'll get the link. You can also get my supply list by putting in the word supply in the comments, and I will shoot you that as well afterwards. And that has everything on it from my scissors to my ribbon racks behind me. So if you want to know where I got that stuff, I've got links for you. Okay. Hello from Michigan. Hi Jessica. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you? This mesh is so pretty. It has the red and the green and the white, and it's all foil. It's not a lot of fraying on here, so it's a good quality mesh. You get 2 rolls of mesh. You're going to get 20 yards of ribbon, 5 yards of each. You're going to get your wreath frame and all the stems that you need for the frame and the sign, and your bow. You're going to get several ornaments to put on here, red and green, and you're also going to get some tubing in red and green also. Alright, so I'm just fluffing these out. See, I want them to look like a little flower petal. The mesh came from the wreath shop. The mesh came from the wreath shop, thewreathshop.com. They are online. I will send that to you right after the live. Pipe cleaners are getting lost underneath here. It's like I gotta find them now. It's getting thicker. So I like to start on the top. You can start on top or bottom. It doesn't matter. And again, you can cut your lengths at any length up to 36 inches. You have enough mesh to do that. So even if you wanted to do a ruffle at 36, you could, rather than the woodland ruffle. But you get instructions for both of those. And like I said, you get access to this video. It'll be posted on Facebook and on YouTube. So whichever media you like to use the most, you'll be able to find it there. This wreath kit is for sale in my shop. It is at wreathdecorbydawn.com. And I just got these in, so you guys would be the first ones to get them. Thank you, Patty. I like putting the kits together and doing them. I find I like doing that a lot. Sometimes it can be hard to find the stuff you want. I had to go to different places to get the stuff I wanted, and then sometimes they don't always have as much as you need. So then you gotta either try and get it from somewhere else, or you gotta figure out ways to do it. Normally when I do a kit, I like to put a full roll of ribbon, at least one full roll in there. But this time I wasn't able to do that because, of course, Christmas, you know, our season is dwindling down already. You know, we're into November tomorrow, so it's harder to find the Christmas stuff that you want. And this was kind of a last minute thing. Hey, Lisa. So, you know, I had to hunt for the things I wanted a little bit. But I don't know what possessed me to do one more kit. I had just done a gingerbread kit. And I thought, well, I got time to do one more. Gingerbread one. This is just a Christmas one. Let me show you what I do with the sign. This is just a Christmas one here that I did the gingerbread one last time. So this is a new one. This is a Christmas one. It's really pretty sign. It's got glitter. The outline is all glitter, and then it's got the different patterns. And then the ribbons that go with it, in case y'all just joined, I'll show you guys again what comes in it. You get this green with the snowflakes, and these are glittered. I love this one, the plaid Christmas trees. Those are really pretty. I love this ribbon. You get that one. You get a red with the snowflakes. And then you're getting this one with the Santa. And you get 5 yards of each of these, so you have enough to do your tails and a bow. You're also going to get some ornaments to put on your wreath. Some red and green ones. Some snowflake ornaments. And you're going to get some tubing in the lime green and the red. And then you get the 2 rolls of mesh and the frame and all of the pipe cleaners that go on it. And those are in my shop already. It's wreathdecorbyddawn.com. Thank you. I love the ribbons too. I wish I could have gotten more, but they were limited on what they had left. I would have liked to have put full rolls in the kit. I know, he is so cute. I love Santas. Santas, snowmen, and nutcrackers. I love collecting those. But not just any old ones. They gotta be fun to look at, you know? Gotta have some character to them. I don't want just any old Santa on the shelf. Here, let me show you this. This is all done now. There's the mesh. So see how nice and full that is? Very pretty mesh. Very pretty. That came from the wreath shop. So you get 2 rolls of that with this kit. 2 10-yard rolls, so full rolls. So you're going to have some extra that you could probably use in another wreath and do curls or something with that. You probably got about, I'm not even going to guess, but you got about 1/4 of the roll there, because we did 30 inches. Now if you did 36 inches, you probably wouldn't have anything left. All right, so we're going to set that over here for a second. All right, so I am putting the Santa Claus and the red snowflake together, and we're going to put these in every other tie. So there's the 4 ribbons in there. All right, so we're just going to go around this real quick. And like I said, this is a wreath kit available in my shop. This is the last one I'm going to do for the year. So if you're interested in this, you can just type in wreathdecorbyddawn.com and it will take you right to my shop. Absolutely. Well, I said there was a little fray, but now I've got some over here. Let me move that. I don't want that to block y'all's view. I'll put it over here. It's my little trash can. We'll spread these out after, but when I first put them on, I just put them in there because you're going to mess with your wreath so much more throughout while you're making it that those ribbons aren't going to stay where you put them right now anyway. So we saved that for the end. The ribbons get cut at 12 inches, so you have enough for your tails and your bow. But now if you didn't want to make a bow, you could just cut your ribbons longer if you wanted them longer. So these make really great gifts, Christmas gifts, for somebody who might want to try it. Or for someone that does wreaths already. You can give them as gifts, make it for yourself, sell them, whatever you want to do with it. All right, we're going to start on the top. So there's the bottom. See all those ribbons there. All right, so where did I just, there, right there. So I want to start right here, and I'm going to use this ribbon above that one. I know, isn't it? right? It's everywhere. It's whenever I go down to go to dinner, you know, to go to the kitchen for dinner, we sit at the table, and my husband will look across the table at me, and he'll see the glitter on my face, and it's like, he tries to remove it. It's like, it's no use. I swear, even after getting out of the shower, there's still glitter. It never goes away. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Alright, so we're going to put all these up top. It is a 14-inch frame. You do get the frame with this kit. You'll either get a silver one or a green one, whichever one I pull out of the box, because I have both. But they come with the frames and the instructions on how to put them together. I have a video on how to put the stems on the ties on the wreath frame on my YouTube channel. So there's access to that. Then you get access to this video that you can play over and over again. It'll be on both Facebook and YouTube. The one on YouTube, though, will be edited a little bit. You have a hard time putting 18 ties on the 14-inch frame? Lisa, have you checked out my video on how I put them on? Check out my YouTube channel, and I have a video on there on how to put it on, or how I put them on. And it goes pretty quickly. It's not a very long video at all. It's like maybe 7-8 minutes long. If that. I did that one. I got to do this one. And it will help you. There's a number of ways that people do them different. But I mean, I like the way I do it, obviously, because that's the way I always do it. But you have to find the way that makes it comfortable for you. Like, I know Nick, he puts 18 on, but he puts 12 on the bottom and 6 on the top. So it just depends on what look you want and how comfortable you are with the way. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it as well. Sure. You are very welcome. But everybody kind of finds their own little groove and tends to stick with it. I want to thank you all for joining me on your Friday afternoon. I welcome all of you who are new to my page. Make sure you give it a like and a follow, and that way you'll stay up to date when I go live. I do my lives on Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Fridays at 2:30 Eastern. Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Susan helps out with the comments and puts in my links and stuff. And I do that for her on Saturdays when we can. My daughter pops in on my Wednesday live, and she is our virtual bartender. So we do a little drinking in the middle of the week, virtual drinking. Last one going in. And again, if you just joined me, this is my wreath kit that I'm doing. And if you'd like to purchase a kit, they are available in my shop at wreathdecorbydawn.com. Well, I'm glad you're here too. Thank you. You do the 10 and 8? Yeah, I just like the 10 and 8. The ribbon edges tend to snag sometimes on the edge of the mesh, so rather than pulling it, because it'll damage your ribbon, then we just cut that, snip that little snag right there off. Alright, so there it is with the ribbons. They're all kind of sticking up right now, but like I said, we will adjust those. So first we're going to do, let's see, do we want to put the tubing on first, or do we want to put the sign on? Let's put the sign on first. Alright, so this is a wooden sign. Oh, thank you. I don't feel like I'm very fast at it. Some days it feels like I take forever, and I haven't done a mesh one in a couple weeks. Anyway, this is a 12.5 by 8 wooden sign. It says Merry Christmas. It's got the glittered outline on all the letters, so you get enough stems that you can put on the back. So this comes with a hanging rope. I just leave the rope on. I don't take it off. I just staple it down. So I put 3 of the pipe cleaners on already, and I'm going to show you how I put them on with this last one. So I just take my pipe cleaner and I fold the end about an inch or so 3 times. Don't ask me why. It's just something I do. You know, we get into these habits and they just stick with me. I use a stapler. This one I got from Lowe's. You can pick it up anywhere. Even Walmart has them. Doesn't look like it's closed all the way. I want to make sure. And they're not expensive. I think they're less than $10. I put 3 staples in. And sorry, but you're going to have to hear me bang. Sometimes they don't go in all the way. It will not go through. They're 1/4 inch staples. These signs are about 1/4 inch, a little bit more, but when you're going through those pipe cleaners, that takes up a little more space. And that's all there is to it. So I do that in all 4 corners because it's a wooden sign. It's a little heavier. It needs that support with all 4 of them on there. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where I want my sign. And then I'm going to put it up just a little bit above the center. I don't want it directly in the center, but if that's where you want yours, you put it there. I want mine up just a little bit higher so that it sits like this. Can you see that? So that's where mine's going to go. I don't like it to be right in the center because if I put a bow, I can put the bow right below it, and it's not going to be hanging down here. It'll be up here where you can see it. So now that I know where I want my sign to go, I'm going to get rid of these pipe cleaners up here because we don't need them anymore. We're not going to put tubing underneath here because it's just going to hide it anyway. So why waste your tubing, right? So we're going to cut those off and just fold them down. I give them a couple extra twists. Let me move that. Give them a couple extra twists and then I fold them down. And then get your ribbons where you want them. Yeah, it's hard when you're used to making big full wreaths and somebody wants a small one. It's really hard to do. You're not used to making those. Alright, so we're going to cut that one. We're going to cut this one. And I'm just folding them down, just making sure that where you nip that off is tucked under there because you don't want anybody getting stabbed. Those pipe cleaners got wires in them. And you don't want anybody to touch them and get stabbed by them. So we just fold them down. Alright, so I did this half, the top half, which is 4 pipe cleaners. And then that's where my sign's going to go. Pull these ribbons out so they keep snagging on this mesh. Alright, so get those ribbons pulled out because they'll be seen. There we go. And now we're going to put the sign on. Alright. Now, if you struggle with signs or any attachments for that matter, I have a little tip for you. I use these little plastic needles to help me because I don't want to sit here and fight with getting this pipe cleaner to go through. So if you've seen these before, you know what they are. If not, these are called yarn needles. People who knit and crochet usually use them to tie off their ends. I use them to put my attachments on. And it just pulls that pipe cleaner right through that mesh. I'm going right through the mesh. I'm not separating the mesh. I'm going to go right through it and put these on. I just move my ribbons out of the way and then go right straight down through it. It goes all the way to the bottom, and I can pull that through without any problem. So if you struggle, I know I love them too. If you struggle with putting these on and you fight with it, don't do that anymore. You can get these needles in my shop, Myra. I sell them. They come in a little plastic baggie. You get 3 of them for $5.50, and that's including your shipping. So $5.50. You get a pack of 3. They're random colors, and they come in a little baggie to keep them in so you don't lose them. But you can get those in my shop. They sell them in the stores too, but mine are a little bit longer than the ones they have in the store, and you get colors, which we all want some fun colors, right? All right, there's that. Now take those pipe cleaners that you just pulled through. They help a lot, and you would not believe how popular they are. People see those and they love them. And everyone kept asking me where they could get them, and I thought, you know what? I keep telling people to go to a different store and get them. Why should I do that when they can get them from me? And then you don't have to leave your house either to get them. They come right to your door. If you have fat fingers like I do, then getting around those frames is not easy. Getting the wires through is fine, but do you? See, that's why mine come in the baggie so I don't lose them. I just put them right there in my thing. See, the reason for me, what I started using when I first started out, I used this long metal one, which these are hard to find. This one's almost 5 inches long, and I like that one for for when I poke wires through the back of attachments. The metal one is good for that. The plastic ones don't tend to. They have a big head on them, and you don't want to leave a big hole in the back of your attachments when you're putting them on. But the thing I like about these is they're good for grapevines. They can bend. They're the plastic, so they bend. All right, when you put your sign on, don't pull it too tight. You want it snug so it doesn't flop around, but you don't want it to be real tight where it squishes your mesh. Hey, Susie Brown, how are you? Thank you for joining me today. All right, so that's on there. There's our sign. So again, if you just joined me, this is a wreath kit. It's available in my shop at wreathdecorbydawn.com. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the tubing on. So now we know what ones we can do. So we have all 10 on bottom, 4 on top. So we're going to cut those. And this doesn't take any time at all. What I do is I just cut the length of my mat, and we will cut them both at the same time. So you'll have enough in here to do, you can do all 18 ties if you want to. The thing you don't want to do with tubing, if you've never used tubing before, and I love tubing, if anybody knows me, they know I love tubing. So you guys getting these in your kit is a big deal because these came out of my private stash. I know, Sherry. I can't do it without the needles anymore either. All right, so I just take my mat. My mat is 24 inches long, and I measure them out. And then just cut them. Now the thing with mesh is it's flexible. It stretches. So you don't want to stretch it when you're cutting it. And yeah, they're going to be different. They're going to be odd lengths because, like I said, they stretch. But it's okay. Like I said, you're going to have plenty. Alright, so we're going to take a red and a green, put them together, fold them in half, fold them in half again, and you get a little bow. Twist and put that in your tie. Now at this point, you can probably cut off your ties because we're not going to put anything on there, but we have the ornaments to add still. And the pipe cleaners will be good to help hold those on. Fold it in half again, pinch in the center, twist. All right, one more time. Put them together, fold them in half again, pinch, twist. Thank you. The sign is a Merry Christmas sign. This is a kit that's available in my shop. I'll hold it up here so you can see it real quick. Yeah, I love the tubing. I have all kinds of it. I'm a hoarder of tubing. And if I see it in the stores, I grab it. I am one of those people. I'm sorry. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to lie. I am that person that everybody hates that goes into the store and buys it up. And I have no shame about it. Alright, so on the top, I'm going to get rid of these because the bow's going here. Now, I will twist these a couple of times. And I'll cut them, but I'm not going to bend them over yet because those pipe cleaners are good to put the Christmas balls on, and I'll show you that in just a second. We're almost done, but we are going to make a bow really quick. The tubing is cut at 24 inches. I just cut it the size of my mat. That's the only reason I do it that way. It just makes it go quicker and it's easier. So I'm just cutting these off on the top. And then we're going to do the bow. Alright, so let's set this aside. Got all this stuff over here. I've been making custom orders and bows, and I've got tons and tons of stuff over here. Alright, so let's get our leftover ribbon out. Matter of fact, let's just, sorry for the metal sound here. Get these all out here so we don't have to keep going back for them. So you get your ribbons, your mesh. You get 2 rolls, 10-yard rolls of mesh. You get 5 yards of each of your ribbons, so you get enough for your tails and your bow. So here's the red, here's the green snowflake, here is the Christmas trees. Is that upside down? I want to make sure it's not upside down. And then you get the snowmen, look at me, Santa Clauses. And then you're going to get 5 ornaments. Actually there's 8, but there's 5 of the balls. And then you're getting 3 snowflake ornaments. These are glittered ornaments. There's 2 red and a white. And we'll put those on in a minute. Alright, so if you make a bow, if you can do it by hand, awesome, do it by hand. I cannot do it by hand. Not with my hands anyway. So we're going to take the rest of this. Hey Tracy. All right, we're going to take the rest of this. I'm going to do about a, let's try a 10-inch tail. Maybe we'll do 12. We'll see. See if we have enough for it first. I'm sure I do. So this is an easy bow maker. If you have one of these, or whatever bow maker you have, use to make your bow. I like 5.5-inch loops. I don't know why, but to me it makes a difference between the 5 and the 6. So I use 5.5. You'd think that 1/2 inch wouldn't make that big of a difference, but it does to me. And we're only going to do 2 loops, I think. Yeah. So we're going to do each of them 5.5. Scrunch that down. And then cut this off. So there you go. You have that amount left of the green. Going to put the Christmas trees in. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it with the red, so we're going to alternate the sizes. Come back here. We're going to alternate these. I'm going to put a 1.5 in between the 2.5s. So 12-inch loop, or tail, excuse me, not loop, tail. So this one's going to be 5 inches. Make sure you twist in the center. And some of mine are going to be a little off because I think I cut some of my tails the wreath. I think I cut some of them the wrong length. So some of this I'm not going to have as much left over. See? All right, now we'll put this one in. Yeah, 6-inch for whatever reason just does not look right to me. It just never works out. So I went to the 5.5, and believe it or not, it makes a difference. Why, I don't know. All right, so again, let's do 12. Twist. Now these are going to be 4.5 because we're going down 1/2 inch in each one. That way you can see all those pretty ribbons. What did I say that was? 4. To have a lot of this one. I think it was my smaller ones, my 1.5. I must have cut those all at the wrong length. I probably ended up doing a 13 instead of a 12. No big deal. There's plenty of ribbon for it. All right, this one we're going to come down here. All right, one more. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If you wouldn't mind hitting that share button down there and let your friends see what we're making today. It'll also save it to your page for you so that you can rewatch it from the beginning if you just joined us. All right, so this one's going to be about a 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. You know what? Maybe we'll do. Trying to think if we're going to do a center or not. I might add tubing. I don't know. Let's see. You don't care for the 6-inch loops either. Yeah, it just makes a difference, I'm telling you. Alright, so there's all the tubing you're going to have left over. That's if you put it in with your bow. You don't have to. I'm cutting it kind of long for the bow here. But we're going to make a bow out of it. So I want the tails about the same. Oh, that loop's too big. There we go, that's better. Loop there. Let's get another loop going over here. Make sure they're about the same. And we're going to put that in there. Alright. Take your pipe cleaner. Stick it up underneath the bow. Normally I would use a zip tie to do this because of my hands, but because there's no zip ties in the kit. Alright, so we're going to pull this out. I'm going to pull this pipe cleaner around to the back without ruining my ribbons and my tubing. There we go. So I want that right in the center where those indents are from the dowels on the bow maker. Alright, so let's get this tight, but not too tight. Don't want it too tight just yet because I want to be able to make sure that my loops and everything are going to go where I want them. So let's give our ribbons a twist. So if one is a little longer than the other, you still can pull it and adjust it. And they tend to get bunched up in the center there. You can always adjust that as well. Oops. Go this way. All right. There's our bow. We'll cut our tails in that after. And you can add your own ribbon to this if you want to as well. I'm not adding anything to it because this is the kit and I don't want to add anything that doesn't come with the kit. Alright, so if your pipe cleaner is not long enough, what you can do is take another pipe cleaner, we'll cut it in half and do it, and we'll extend this one a little bit by putting these together. Yeah, 5 1/2, I'm telling you, it works. Yeah, I'm going to get my needle again, put our bow on. So I'm going to do one wire at a time here. Poke that down through here. There's one, and you want to attach your, anything you put on really, anything you attach to your wreath, you want it to be on your frame, not on your mesh. Don't try to tie it off to your mesh or anything like that, because it could come loose. Make sure you go all the way down and get into your frame and tie it off to the frame. Alright. So there's the bow. We'll cut the tubing and we'll dovetail in just a second. Get that finished. But see, that stuff's not going anywhere. It's going to stay right on there. End up tossing that in a minute. All right, this one does not want to stay, so I need to get it on that side. There. All right. Now I'm going to show you what we do with these ornaments. Thank you. No problem. This is my Christmas wreath kit. It's my last kit for the year. Okay, pipe cleaners on the ends. Let's twist them off. Give them a couple of twists. Cut them off. Now what I do with the ornaments is take the top off of them. Let me turn that back on because it keeps shutting itself off. Okay, that was the last one. Alright. So again, there's our wreath, and I will cut the ribbons. Guess I forgot to cut that green one, didn't I? My loop's got a little out of whack there. We need to pull these ones longer. There we go. Maybe I have to make them smaller. I don't know. Alright, back to the ornaments. Take these little tops, take a pair of pliers or something. Probably could pull them off with your hand as well. I think I just threw that across the table. Take all these off. We don't need them. They just get in the way. And then these little ornaments, move this out of the way, cut off the little hangers because we don't need those. They have little clear string on them. Don't need those. Okay, so let's take the balls. The big one I put in there because I originally was just going to stick that into the bow, but I don't know now that we put the tubing in there. I don't know. We'll have to see how that looks. So just take and put them random. You can put them up top or you can put them down bottom, wherever you want. We're just going to do it at random. And you're going to put that opening over the pipe cleaner. So this little opening right here, it will go right over that pipe cleaner. You're going to put a dab of glue on here. And then go right over that pipe cleaner. And put that pipe cleaner inside of your ornament. So there's the green one. You see that? Right there. We're going to put a red one up here on the top. And these are, 2 of them are glittered, 2 of them are the matte finish. Well, I guess if I put my glasses on, I could actually see what I'm doing, but that would be too easy, wouldn't it? There we go. But I will say, when you glue things on, make sure that your ribbon tails are where you want them before you glue anything on there. Because once you glue it on, you're not moving those tails. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I will get them all out to you first thing in the morning. See, we used a red. Let's use a green one over here. Yep, these little balls they're cute. They're not as big as the regular ones, but and we're not putting one at the bottom because the bow tails is going to cover it up anyway. So we put one of the green ones up there. Let's put the red one over here. I might have to adjust my sign. It looks like my bottom is a little too tight. So I will adjust that. So we're going to do one more of these. And I use Gorilla Glue. It may cost a little more, but it's worth it. Yeah, my sign needs to be loosened up right there. So I'll do that. I'll do it after the live. You guys get the idea. Alright, so that one's hidden for now, but be better when I move my bow. Alright, and then like I said, this one I originally did the different one because I was going to put that in the bow. I wanted something a little different. It's got the gold, red, and green. I don't know if I want it there now. Whoops. I don't want to lose these either. We're going to put those in there. I'm going to leave that off for now because I don't know if I like it. But if you want to put it in your bow, go right ahead and do that. Just put the glue on that little nub and then hold it on there and it will stay. It won't go anywhere. And then we've got these little ornaments here that we can put in. But I think I'm going to put those up here at the top like this. So you want these to be sticking out and be seen. That red kind of hides it. Let me see. No, I don't like that there. I think I'm just going to put them off randomly on the sides. Alright, so we're going to put some glue on this one, and I'm just going to put a little bit on each branch of the snowflake on the bottom. Just enough. And then we're going to stick that right in here and tuck it under our tubing. See that? I don't know if you can see it real well, but it's right there. I'm going to put another one on the other side, and then I'll put the white one at the top. And I am putting the glue on the front and the back just to make sure it adheres up underneath that tubing. And I'm just lifting up the tubing a little bit and putting it between the tubing and the ribbon tails. And it's going to hold all that in place. Because once that glue adheres to that, it ain't going nowhere. Alright, so there's the other red one, and now we'll put the white one on and we'll be done. Alright guys, one more here. We're going to tuck it in there, I think. So it's going to be standing up. Alright, so there it is. There's our wreath kit. So if you're interested in purchasing this kit, check out wreathdecorbydawn.com. Everything you see here is in the kit. It's $48 plus shipping. And you get a lot in this kit with the ornaments and the tubing and all of that. So you're getting two 10-yard rolls of mesh. You're getting your sign. You're getting 20 yards of ribbon, 4 different ribbons, 5 yards each, enough for your tails and your bow. You're getting 2 12-yard packages of the tubing, 1 in red and 1 in green, 5 ornaments, 3 snowflakes, your frame, and your pipe cleaners, and the wooden sign. All of that comes in the kit. So you have everything here to make a wreath for your door, to give as a gift, to sell, whatever you want to do with it. So thank you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe.